Hello, 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 and welcome. My name is Todd Hershey, and this lecture is going to be on navigating shifting times with wisdom and clarity. So, first thing I'd like to say is I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July weekend, that you were able to lay by a pool, eat some hot dogs, have a margarita, and just overall a wonderful time. So, are you ready to get going on today's topics? Okay, here we go. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the idea that the world is changing rapidly, and it is. It's changing faster than we've ever seen it. And it's changing in three areas faster than we've ever seen: monetarily, with regards to money; technologically, with regards to all the technical and analytical and all the other types of change around computers and computer programming; and sociologically, with regards to shifts in human behavior. So, we're going to take a look at those three areas, tell you what you can do and how you can transform your life into a more productive life, a more happy place in which you are clear, concise, and you are doing all kinds of fun and wonderful things so that you are able to shine in all of this chaos and confusion. Okay, when it comes to chaos and confusion, a long time ago, when I was back in Carmel, I created something called the Guardians of Wisdom deck to help deal with confusion that I was having. It's a tarot deck. Confusion, organization. We're going to take a look at how you can get organized so that you can navigate these times without the same stress, without the same problems as a lot of other people are having. Okay? So, in order to do that, I created a very interesting place called the Guardians of Wisdom Room. Now, the Guardians of Wisdom Room is online. The link is in the description here. You can click on it or cut and paste. I highly recommend that you either use a computer or a VR set of goggles. Doing it on the phone is going to be difficult. As you can see, the room has a front board. There'll be guest lecturers there'll be a space for you to get readings, decks of cards, a daily reading. You'll also be able to do things like ask questions around your physical situation with regards to health, physical situations such as regards to places to move. You can look at emotional situations with regards to with the goddesses, and that deals with relationships and how to deal with relationships and what's going on. You can look at the universal guardian category. That was designed to turn lead into gold, sadness to happiness, and help you transcend different dimensional realities. This one over here is Ancient Asians. Those are designed to deal with career, thought, thinking, and anything along those lines. And finally, the last one is the idea of angelic or purpose. What is your spiritual purpose? What is your purpose? And right next to that, you will see a little circle. The circle is a portal. And the portal will take you to another room where you can download the cards, look at the cards in high definition. They're absolutely gorgeous. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And then back to the front. And in the front, you're going to see things to the side in which it will explain the cards, what to do, and how to do it. These things are all there, and they're all designed to help you get your life in order, to help you figure out what you're doing, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. And that's part of the situation. Now, how much does it cost for you to do this? It's free. I don't charge a dime for this. If you want to leave a donation, great. This stuff is expensive, and I appreciate it if you do. So thank you. But I always want to turn this and keep this as free as possible for as many people as possible. Next month, I'm hoping to have a fully functioning deck of cards where you'll be able to do your own readings. Okay? And that's going to be a lot of fun when people are able to, flip their own cards, ask their own questions, and do all of that stuff. All of the room is done with AI, so the pictures will talk, that they come alive. Imagine Disneyland in the haunted house. It's a lot of fun. That said, those are going to be necessary for what's coming up. And what is going to be coming up is basically transformation. And the most important transformation is not economic, it's not sociological, it's not technological, it's you. Personal transformation is going to be the most important thing that you can do. Because without personal transformation, it is inevitable that you will fall behind, and you are going to suffer if you do fall behind. And I don't want to see anybody fall behind, which is why I'm doing all this stuff online for free. Now, for you to be self-aware and basically being able to adapt to all these critical situations, you need to ask yourself, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? For those of you who want to do that, there's a portal in that room that will go to the Sage room. And the Sage was designed for you to figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are. Again, absolutely free. You want to do a session, send me a line, send me a note, call me, text me, whatever, and I'll be happy to do a session with you. Okay? Sessions are not free, but all the information that we use in the section or in the sessions is free. And for that, I hope you take the time to do it, because it's going to be really eye-opening with regards to who you are and why you're here. Okay, so let's assume that you know who you are and why you're here. Okay, if you don't, go to the room in the link, click on the Sage portal, and it will take you to where you need to be. Okay, so first thing we got to look at is finances. What's going on financially with regards to the money system? Well, with regards to the money system, the following is happening. We use something called fiat money, which means it's based upon the full faith and credit of the United States government, which is pretty much turning to crap right now with regards to high deficits, overspending, and, completely unsustainable monetary policy. When the dollar was created, it was created in 1913, and $1 an hour could, be enough for you, your spouse, and your 2 kids, and you could have a good life. But the purchasing power of what the dollar used to buy and what it can buy now is diminished. And it's going to diminish quicker. It's going to be one of these arcs that goes like this and then goes way up like that as to how much money. 1960, a Big Mac was $1.62. And now it's, I don't even know how much a Big Mac is these days. Probably because I don't eat Big Macs. But we all know it's a hell of a lot more expensive. I remember gasoline used to be 89 cents, 69 cents. Now it's $5.89 where I'm at. Why? Because the dollar doesn't go as far as it used to. How are you going to defend against that? Well, they're going to create a new monetary system. And I think that's why you're seeing all the political stuff. The political stuff is just that. It's smoke, it's mirrors. You've got 2 guys that really aren't, shall we say, at their peak or at their prime. You got a con man and an old man. And neither one of them are really all that great for America. But in the end, what's happening is that the powers that are working behind the scenes are wanting weak leadership. So when everything starts to crash, they could just carve everything up. You can't carve everything up if you have strong government. If you have weak government, people that are willing to be transactional, or people who don't know what's going on, then if you're Vanguard or State Street or any of these other large hedge funds or institutions, you can take whatever you want, buy whatever you want, and there's nobody to protect the people, you and I, from these people. They're the new, shall we say, new robber barons of the 21st century. And with that comes a whole lot of problems for you. And unless you're able to really increase your wages, you're going to have to deal with this. Okay? You're going to need to seek sustainable financial practices. Okay? For those of you who want to use the tarot, that's the Ace of Pentacles. Okay? You're going to have to seize on new opportunities and create a positive mindset of abundance, even in uncertain times like we're in. How do you do that, though? Well, buy silver, buy gold, buy Bitcoin. Figure out what's going to be valuable, okay? If there is the dollar crashing, then there is the opportunity for you to divest into something that is going to be worth something. The guy that wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad just came out with an article on gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Read it. It's important because the financial people are all telling us the same thing, which is the purchasing power of the dollar is going down. And it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. That's not going to change it. If you're black or white, that's not going to change it. If you're male or female, that's not going to change it. We're all in the same boat together. And the only thing that's happening right now with regards to the news and everything that they're putting out is that we need to fight against each other. And that is just ridiculous. It's horseshit. You don't need to do that. I got a good friend of mine. He is a Trumpian. He likes Trump. So should I hate him because I don't like Trump? No. Why? I'm not a big fan of Biden either. I don't like either of them. I think they're both there to distract from this very important financial situation that we have going on right now that they don't want to talk about, that they're not bringing up. All they bring up is the idea of, well, inflation is only 2.8% right now. Yeah, that's true. But since 2020, it's up 20%. So unless you've got a 20% pay bump since 2020, you're losing money. You're losing ground, and we all are. So we need to do the things that are going to give us that edge, give us that financial safety and security. And that's why you need to get into either hard currencies or look at other things that are going to be used in replacement of the dollar. And if you don't think the dollar is going to get replaced, I got news for you. It will. There was a time in America where we didn't use dollars. We used the British pound. And that's why we actually got into a revolutionary war. It wasn't because of tea, folks. So think about basically what is the next, shall we say, what is the next iteration of American money? When you figure that out, you'll be worth more than you could ever possibly imagine. Okay, second part, psychological shifts, transiting from the industrial age to the technological age. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we were hunter-gatherers. Then we got into the agrarian age where we started making farms. And then we left the farming place to go to the industrial place. And with that came a whole lot of changes. And we're doing this again now because we're going from the industrial to the technological with AI, which has a vast potential for innovation and growth. The card that's represented with that is basically known as the star card. And that is the concept that basically we're going to be bringing on information. One of the reasons why I think things are absolutely so craptastic and horrible right now is because they're still trying to hide a whole bunch of things, and the universe doesn't want us hiding stuff. It wants us coming forward, coming out, saying, this is what's going on. The old system is no longer working. Just like we can't have a country of 350 million Americans wandering around, looking for food, gathering food off of the ground and throwing spears at deer or shooting arrows at deer to collect our food. No, we don't do that. Why? Because that would be insane. So we went from that to farming, from farming to industrial. Industrial is you just go down to your Safeway, your Kroger's, get what you need to get, and then go forward. Pretty soon in the technological age, and it's happening now already, your refrigerator will be already packed with what you need. I want to lose weight. I'm a diabetic. I need to have this kind of food. It's already figured it out. And it's just showing up at your door. At some point, that's going to be there. And that's going to be a lot more like the Jetsons than what we have now. And for those of you who remember the Jetsons, and for those of you who don't, the Jetsons, I think, took place in 2021 or something like that, 2022. So we should have flying cars. We don't. I'm sad about that. But we're getting close. We're getting really close. And all of these technological changes are going to bring sociological changes. Okay? One of the greatest things that we can do with all these sociological changes is to unplug. I know that sounds crazy, but don't listen to everything. Unplug yourself. Ask yourself, is this true or is this not true? News corporations have a vested interest in gaining eyeballs. Do you think that they gain eyeballs with boring, bland, beige stories? Or do you think that they gain eyeballs by heating up rhetoric and giving you what you want to see? That's exactly what they do. Just like, do you think a 5-year-old wants to eat broccoli or ice cream? Basically, we're being fed mental ice cream 7 days a week, 365. And if you're wondering why we're not doing well mentally, it's because our diet is no longer fruits, vegetables, healthy meats. It's basically ice cream, chocolate, all of this cake, all of this crap mentally that we're fed every day, which is designed towards division. It's designed towards hatred. It's designed to point the finger and say, that guy over there is the problem. And the reality is that the bigger problem, which is 1, the money supply, 2, the partisan things, those partisan things are designed to keep us partisan so we don't actually talk about the real thing, which is what are we going to do financially? because we're all in the same boat. There's only a very small percentage of people who aren't. As George Carlin said, and he said it so well, the rich people, those are the ones who have all the money and pay very little in tax. The middle class gets to do all the work and pay all the taxes. And the poor people are there to scare the shit out of the middle class so they don't revolt and become the poorer classes. Well, I got news for you. Pretty soon, you're going to see these major companies wipe out what's left of the middle class. They will own the stock market. They will own the housing. And you need to kind of go ahead and create your own situation now, which means buy a place. That does not mean if you don't have money, then you stay the hell out of New York, or Manhattan, LA, San Francisco, Chicago. What do those places have? They have expensive properties. And if you don't have a property, I strongly suggest that you get one. And I strongly suggest that you start going ahead and investing in things that have real potential value. You'll be happy that you did. You'll never be sad. Things that will grow, things that will basically, when the financial system comes to a halt, you're going to be in really good stead. Okay? Price of silver, some people are talking about it going to $110 an ounce. That is what they're saying. I'm not going to say that it is going to 110, but I bought silver at 8. It's now at 30. So I'm pretty happy about that. Why? Because I realized that the financial system was weakening. And when a weakened financial system happens, people want to go to something that's real. Money. Real money is silver, gold, housing, art, things that you can actually feel, touch. Okay? Try and get a hold of that kind of stuff. All right. Last thing, technological changes. Technological changes are incoming. They are coming faster and everything else. Now, when I showed you the room, one of the things I did not show you was how the cards work. So when you go ahead and click on a card, the card will...
Within the hushed whispers of the universe, secrets are waiting to be revealed. Here lies the universal...
As you can hear, I hope, the card is able to talk. And if you couldn't hear, all you got to do is go ahead and click the play button, and the card will tell you what it's there for and why it's there. And when I'm done, these cards will be able to be put together in mass, and they'll be able to tell you stories and be able to do readings for you. Hopefully. We'll see. The programmer is telling me that we got problems to do. I keep saying, but we have answers just waiting to be found. And we do. So, strategies amidst confusions, okay? The best strategy is to stop fighting with the guy next to you. I told you about my friend, the big Trumper. Yeah, he's also what? He's also loyal. He's kind. He's smart. He's generous. Does he like Trump? Yeah. Okay. So he likes Trump. That's his choice. This guy over here, he likes Biden. That's their choice. Find the things that are going to bring us together. If you're going to shine, don't start picking at people for one thing politically that they like. Bring us together. Don't play the game. Sociologically, that's going to be the most important thing. If you're going to shine, stay away from being used as a puppet by the media so that you don't actually ask questions, intelligent questions of what are we going to do about global warming? What are we going to do about the monetary situation? What are we going to do about all of these questions that politicians don't want to answer? If you see somebody actually not answering the question, but complaining about the other guy, that person is a moron. Get the hell away from them. You can't help them. Eventually, you have to walk away from an alcoholic or a meth head. There's reasons for that. They got to want to change. Don't get involved with their negativity. Don't get involved with their hatred. All right, so shining. Basically, one of the best things that you can do to shine is 2 minutes in the morning, wake up, relax. Don't jump out of bed. Stay there. Think about the things that you would like to accomplish. Find something that you have to look forward to in that day. And at the end of the day, take 2 minutes and spend a little bit of time thanking whatever deity, belief system, yourself, whatever you want to call it, that allowed you to experience and enjoy the things that you did in that day. You'll get much, much better sleep. All right. So now, for those of you who are, shall we say, inclined to discount things or not go in the energetic ways, this might be a little bit hard for you to understand this next part. And this next part deals with the idea of karma or karmic energies and the spiritual significance of everything that's going on right now. See, I think that karmic energies are coming back and hitting us really hard, okay? That our actions today are going to shape our futures. So if we act from a place of integrity and compassion, we will attract positive karmic energies. And if we spiritually see these times as a profound opportunity for growth, then we can, we can symbolize spiritual growth. We can symbolize intuition, spiritual insight. We can trust our inner voices and have a spiritual practice that resonates within us. And when people say, well, why are you so calm? Why are you so cool? How do you not get flustered? It's because I'm unflappable, because I know that this is happening for a reason, that the old systems are breaking down, just like they did with hunter-gatherer to agriculture, from agriculture to industrial, from industrial to technological, and you see it as an advancement, as a wheel of fortune, changing and growing and turning. And all of this is going to be interconnected. So if somebody's hanging on to the past and they're spewing negativity and talking points and not answering questions, but only deflecting, fine. Those are the ones that you can look at with pity and sadness, because those are the ones who are pretty much in the most pain, because their world is going to be changing and ending. We were all one time hunters and gatherers. Very, very few of us, and there are a couple, but very few actually live by what they grow and what they kill. Very, very few. Nobody does that anymore. Less than 1% of 1% of 1% does that. So what does that tell you? Eventually, it's all going to change. And that's part of the karma. That's part of the energy. Be ahead of the curve. So when the curve comes around, you're already positioned nicely. Now, I need to conclude things because I usually go too long and I'm trying to cut these down. Navigating through today's confusion requires wisdom, adaptability, and a positive mindset. The cards I created were designed to help people with that. I hope you do get a chance to go to the room. But the most important thing is that you embrace your own personal transformation, educate yourself on financial shifts, and adapt to the sociological changes, and don't try and fight them. Everybody gets to have their own opinion. You don't have to respect it, but you should acknowledge it, that this is how that person believes. And when you do understand how the person believes, then cultivate clarity amongst the confusion, which means find the things that you can talk about, agree about, and move forward on. Remember, you have the power to shine brightly no matter how challenging the time may be. I know that's really difficult right now, but you can do it. You just have to trust in your own self, your own internal wisdom, and stay connected to your true self, your spiritual essence. That if we act with integrity towards each other, we can navigate these shifting times with friends, colleagues, partners, lovers, coming together and shining as a group and individually, so that we can create a more bright and harmonious world. All right. With that, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today. I hope you take time to click on the link, enjoy the cards. If you have any suggestions, let me know. This video will be up in the room, so if you want to go ahead and send out the link to other people so they can watch this, feel free. I'm hoping to do one of these every week and a daily reading every day. That's it. I wish you the best.